And welcome back to Real Talk Sports with Rico. Today we are going over day one of the NBA free agency, guys. And so I know last show we left off talking about what are the possibilities of some free agents here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Bringing up a Yahoo Sports article and taking a look at what is going on thus far in NBA free agency. And I must say, it has been pretty quiet. And I think the first major sign to be around Patrick Williams. Looks like a 5-year, $90 million deal for Patrick Williams to come back to the Chicago Bulls. And I will say this, I think Bulls fans are pretty torn between this. There's a lot of upside that you love about Patrick Williams, and I am a Bulls fan, just to throw that out there. But a lot of upside with Patrick Williams, but there's been a lot of injuries. I think 213 games he's played in 4 seasons. He has not progressed number-wise up. He hasn't gone up from 10 points per game and 4 rebounds, but he does shoot around 41% from downtown. And guys, this contract is probably going to be pretty favorable for the Chicago Bulls moving forward if you're thinking about what is going to go on with the salary caps moving forward, guys. And so next up, one of the other updates that we have here is that we have Obi Toppin, who agrees to a $60 million deal to remain with the Pacers. And I think that he was terrific off the bench for them. I totally agree. He was a top bench contributor in the Eastern Conference, in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think that he's going to be a terrific fit. I think still the fact remains we're trying to figure out what is going on with Paul George at this point in time. I think that he is the number one domino in free agency. As PG goes, then I think the rest of the big free agent names will move. And there is talk that Klay Thompson is more than likely out of the door for Golden State. Whether that looks like a sign and trade with him or what that deal is going to look like, I know that they have explored all possibilities with Paul George, but he did opt out of his current deal. So I think a sign and trade for him with the Clippers, I think, is off the table. Not sure about that. But so we got Alex Len going back to the Sacramento Kings. I know he's played there a couple times. He's got a nice little year deal. Got DeAndre Jordan still making it happen with the Nuggets. Going to stay there for 3.6. Jalen Smith, I highly anticipated that he was going to decline his option and opt out. So he is currently a unrestricted free agent here. So he is out the door here. Could be a young big man that somebody can go ahead and sign. Looking at the Wizards and what they're doing here, you see one of their players has actually gone ahead and declined one of his options. He had a 2023 came in the league, 8.5 points per game, 15 minutes last season. Don't hear a lot about the Wizards because they've been very terrible. The Phoenix Suns, Bo is coming back on a 1-year deal. Then also, you have Rashawn Holmes, is coming back to the Wizards. Looks like he is looking at a 2-year, $25.9 million deal for him. Pretty good serviceable big man that played for the Kings at one point in time. As expected, Luke Kennard is going to hit the free agency. I expected him to opt out of his free agent deal. That's just exactly what he did. The Orlando Magic go ahead and decline Morris Wagner, which I think he is going to more than likely come back. Remember, his brother France plays for the team. I think that he's going to be back. You got Cam Reddish for the Los Angeles Lakers. He has picked up his $2.5 million option. Could be used as trade bait for the Lakers, especially if they're looking to update this roster, guys. And so, this is essentially what is going on right now. We have a declining option, 2024-2025 team option. That is Isaiah Joe, right? So they're declining that Isaiah Joe deal. And then Aaron Wiggins clearing the way for the team to work with both of those players on a long-term deal. Because I was going to say, if Isaiah Joe is out there, I'd love to have Isaiah Joe. This guy could absolutely shoot the basketball. And I think Aaron Wiggins is another nice piece for OKC. You got Evan Fournier. He is declining his $19 million team option, which clears up about $15 million in cap space there, guys. So going back up here to some of the updates, We're seeing that there's growing optimism. According to Chris Haynes, you're seeing this just about 11 minutes ago, growing optimism that the Philadelphia 76ers are poised to land Paul George, guys. And so that is pretty significant here because I'm thinking that if Paul George is going to go to the 76ers, it is going to essentially mean that perhaps Tobias Harris is not going to be there. They have another piece to go around Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and try to maximize this window. You're getting a versatile player here. And this is something that we expected to happen, which means that I think now that if Philadelphia is doing this, there's a chance that they would go after maybe a Brandon Ingram, a chance maybe for going after Levine, but it would have to be something on their terms if they're going to do something like that. This is if Daryl Morey is going to go all in. But I think him getting the most important piece in free agency and Paul George is a step in the right direction. Obviously, I think they're going to need to go out there and address a backup center, but I didn't think that they were going to go with Paul George because there was reports that they would be kind of shying away from Paul George, which I thought was interesting to me. But you saw that look with Joel Embiid and him on television, and Joel Embiid signifying that he would like Paul George to come on over. So with that being said, guys, maybe that is going to clear the way for a guy like DeMar DeRozan now to make his way back to Los Angeles with the Clippers. I think that they're going to have a void to fill. They're going to need some star power to get back to the Clippers in order to go into this new arena and make a big splash. So that's huge news here that Paul George, the optimism for the 76ers to get Paul George, because this is one of the teams that he was expected to meet with, which was the 76ers, and the Clippers were the two big ones here. So pretty big there. We got some news with Isaiah Hartenstein. All right, could very well be the best big man available in free agency. All right. And so looks like Hardenstein is headed for an expected payday. But look at this, guys. Should he hit the open market, there is interest with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I have got to say, I love hearing this news. I think that Isaiah Hartenstein would be an outstanding fit for Oklahoma City. Not sure if he's going to start, but certainly you can imagine him coming off the bench, maybe at times starting, depending on the miss or the match that they need to have out there against whoever they're playing. And I think that if they would have had a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, perhaps that might have been the difference for them to get past the Mavs, all right, because they took Giddey out of the starting lineup. So maybe their answer would have been to come with two bigs here. So I think that that makes a whole bunch of sense for OKC. With Detroit, obviously they have the cap space there. Going to be a huge rebuilding process if he's going over to Detroit. Certainly they have the money to go out there and pay him a lot of money. And then Orlando makes a lot of sense as well. I think that he starts in Orlando. He does start in Detroit as well. But I have to love the fact that if they put him on the front line, I think that this is going to be a terrific fit to go along with Franz Wagner, and then also to Banchero. I couldn't think of his name initially, but I think that you're looking at a heck of a front line, and it's extremely young as well. So suddenly I start to like a lot of what the Magic are doing. So if the Knicks are slipping here, I think that this is going to make a lot of sense, guys. And so we're also seeing here that the Grizzlies have been a team that has been looking for a big man after attempting to trade up for Donovan Clegan during Wednesday's night draft. They're checking in with the Rafters about the asking price on Jakob Portal. All right, guys. And so, look, they just picked up Zach Edey here. I have to say I like what the direction is of the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that when they had Steven Adams in the fold, they were a tough basketball team. And this is counting on the fact that they have John Morant, who is healthy. They are in suddenly a good situation with an abundance of big men, especially if they get Jakob Portal here. Look, I love him to come off the bench here and help your front line to go along with Zach Edey. And he might even start over Zach Edey until he starts to get his footing in the NBA. You pair that with Jaren Jackson Jr., who is a 4 that can switch over to the 5 and shoot the basketball at a high level. You love what they have with Desmond Bane out here shooting the basketball. Not to mention, guys, or not to forget, they still have Marcus Smart on the roster, guys. So they have a defender as well. Suddenly, the Grizzlies, who were not worried about the West, they may not be worried about the West more if they address their big man, as they went out there and went and got it done. Bulls fans, take notes, baby. We need to get a 5 out there. But love what the Memphis Grizzlies are doing. But next up, guys, those are some of the updates moving forward. Not seeing anything else on the ticker right now, but looks like, again, Paul George is going to be the guy that is going to be the domino effect here in free agency. And looks like we just got something that came in about 11 minutes ago, which is something that we already knew, but here's a little bit more of a view into LeBron James, guys. And that is, look, Insider is saying that LeBron James may be interested in taking a pay cut to help maybe the Lakers get into a winning situation and be a little bit more flexible on the financial standpoint, such as someone like a Klay Thompson with the full mid-level exception in mind, guys. And so, look, there has been talk that Klay Thompson could particularly go over to the Lakers. His father played for the Lakers back in the day, guys. So that's where you're getting that connection here. So he's been in LA before. So I see that this could be a possible fit. I just don't know what Klay Thompson is necessarily thinking, because is it playing time? Is it finances? Like, what exactly is getting Klay Thompson, either moving one way or the other? And the thing that we are seeing out of the Klay Thompson situation is that there has been really no talks with Klay Thompson for the last 2 weeks out here. So that essentially means to me that, look, the Klay Thompson situation can be a lot of different things, but if you're saying that he's looking to take a little bit lesser here, that's telling me that there is a lot of things that have gone wrong with the relationship with Golden State. Winning titles, you're willing to take less money, for a greater role to come over to the Lakers, which, yeah, you got some Hall of Fame talent over here, but the chances of them making it to the finish line is going to be tough. So that's an interesting situation in itself. But it says here that the Lakers are also exploring trade scenarios with contracts of D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, and Gabe Vincent here, okay? Said that Brook Lopez has been one of the primary options on the Lakers board of hopeful acquisition, excuse me. So Brook Lopez would be the big man for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I think what you're looking at here is, when you mention a guy like Hachimura or Vanderbilt, they certainly start to bring a little bit more defense, grittiness, and toughness to the Milwaukee Bucks. And look, maybe the Bucks feel like they can go with a guy like Bobby Portis and Vanderbilt up front. That's going to give them the defensive options that they need and still get the scoring necessary to get it done, to get out of the Eastern Conference here. So I don't know about that. I think Boston showed us that you're going to need a big that's going to have to be able to shoot the basketball and stretch the floor. Not sure if you're getting that with Jared Vanderbilt. I'm talking about Joel Embiid. I'm talking about Porzingis, right? Miles Turner. Those are some of the elite centers out there in the Eastern Conference that you would have to deal with. So not sure what the direction would be with the Bucks or what they're trying to set up here, but that would really be the only thing that makes sense there. Look, and that's really, I think, what we're seeing thus far that has come through, guys. And again, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. We are in day one of free agency, guys, and just letting you know exactly what is going on with these NBA trades, guys. And so with that being said, we are getting ready to sign off for the day. I promise we will be back with some more content for you guys. And as usual, man, you can catch me on Spotify under Real Talk Sports with Rico. You can also catch me on YouTube, Real Talk Sports with Rico as well. If you want to talk a little bit of Chicago Bulls basketball, you can catch me there at Bulls Digest. You can find me there. And just want to go ahead and thank the fans out there who have watched the show from a week-to-week basis, and the people out there who have put sponsorship on this thing. This is Rico. This is Real Talk Sports. Be talking a little bit more NBA free agency chaos as time goes along. Not a whole bunch of moves right now. And I can't wait for the NFL season to come up too as well, guys. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Real Talk Sports with Rico. I'll see you guys. Peace, peace, peace.